everyone, I'm Jomari Namalata and I'm going to tell you the introduction of throwing events. Throwing events are sports where athletes compete by throwing an object as far as possible, showcasing power and precision. This event is strength, technique, and coordination, requiring athletes to master specific skills and training regimens to achieve peak performance. That's all.
Hi everyone, my name is Brillien Adecer, PS2C, and now I'm explaining throwing events history, which is my part in supporting of throw.
Throwing first started for hunting prey and fighting in wars. In ancient Greece, it becomes Olympic sports like discus and javelin, seen as sign of strength and skills. Throwing first emerged as a necessity for hunting. Javelin for spearing prey and warfare, hurling stone or discus to defeat enemies. In ancient Greece, these skills were refined into competitive events for only the Olympic Games, dating back to 776 BCE.
Good day everyone, I'm Cris of Deligencia and welcome. Today, we will be focusing on one of the major throwing events in athletics, the shot put. We'll explore its history, equipment, proper techniques, rules, officiating, and the benefits of performing this event. So, what is shot put? Shot put is a track and field event where an athlete pushes and not throws a heavy metal ball called the shot as far as possible. The event traces its origins back to the ancient Greece and the traditional Scottish Highland Games, where warriors tested their strength by throwing stones. It became an official modern Olympic event in 1896 for men and 1948 for women. Today, shot put is one of the most technical and powerful events in athletics. Now, let's talk about what you need in shot put, or the equipments needed. So the first thing you need is the shot, which is the heavy metal ball that weighs 7.26 kilograms for men and 4 kilograms for women. And you also need shot put shoes and clothing for the shot put. Shot put is usually played in a track and field facility. It includes a shot put circle with a diameter of 2.13 meters, a toe board in front of that circle, and a landing sector marked at 34.92 degrees. Now, let's go through the basic technique of shot put. First, you have to place the shot at the base of your fingers and not the palm. So it is supposed to be in the fingers and not here, contrary to popular belief. You need to spread your finger slightly for support, so something like this, spread. Then, position the shot against your neck, which is here, right under your jawline. So there is this technique that is called the power position. So in order to do the power position, you have to stand sideways with your body turned about 45 degrees from the throwing direction. Your weight should be on your back leg, knees bent, and your body low and compact. So, we have a video that will show what the power position looks like.
So when we get into power position, our chest is squared to the back of the circle, we don't want to turn these together, okay? When we come into power, we want to hit. See how I'm able to turn my hips, but my chest is still back.
Yep.
That's where we get that big stretch. So I'm here, and then I'm pull. Now everything's working in a sequence, all right? Hips, chest, arm. Here. Turn the hip, pull the block, punch through, all right?
Okay, so there are two common techniques in shot put, which are the glide and the rotation. For beginners, the glide is easier. And in order to show you what these techniques look like, we have a video demonstration from YouTube.
During the full glide, the best way to stay low through the circle is to drive off the heel.
Here are the most important rules in shot put. The first is the athlete must begin the attempt from inside the circle. The second is the shot must be released with one hand and it must be pushed, not thrown. The third is the shot must land within the marked sector. The fourth is the athlete may not touch the top of toe board or step on or outside the circle before the shot lands. The fifth is measurement is taken from the nearest mark made by the shot in the ground to the side of the toe board. The last one is the best legal attempt is counted as the athlete's final score. If any of these rules are broken, the attempt is called a foul and will not be counted. There are several officials that are needed in a shot put event. The first one is the chief judge. They oversee the event and ensures that the rules are followed. The recorder writes down distances and attempts. The measurers measures every throw. The sector judge verify if the shot landed within the legal area. The circle judge watches foot placement for fouls. So all these officials work together to guarantee fairness, safety, and accurate results. So, to summarize, shot put is more than just strength. It's about technique, accuracy, balance, and explosive power. With the right form and consistent practice, anyone can improve and appreciate this exciting athletics event. So thank you guys for watching my part of the vlog, which is the shot put event. I hope you've learned a lot about the proper technique and rules of this very iconic throwing event. So that would be all, and let's proceed to the next event.
Hi everyone, I'm Fatima Tanzo, and in this video we are going to talk about one of the most dynamic and powerful event in athletics, which is the discus throw.
Discus throw sports in athletics in which a disc-shaped object known as a discus is thrown for a distance. The discus throw originated in ancient Greece, dating back to around 708 BC. It was one of the original events in the ancient Olympic Games. The discus throw was revived in the modern Olympic Games in 1896 in Athens. Since then, the sport has evolved with changes in techniques and equipments.
And now we are going to explore the equipments.
First one is the discus disc. The discus was initially made of stone, then bronze, and was thrown as part of the pentathlon, a multi-sports event, wood or composite material with a metal rim to add weight and improve aerodynamics. It has a different weight. In discus women, 1 kilogram, and discus men is 2 kilograms. The next one is shoes. We need to wear a proper shoes so that we can perform well and prevent injuries. Next is short. We need to wear a proper short so that we can perform well and comfy when we turn. Next is the sleeveless shirt. We can also use a sleeveless shirt so that when we throw the discus, it is easy for us. A cage is used in discus throwing for safety, to protect spectators, officials, and other athletes from errant to misthrown heavy disc that can travel at high speeds, preventing serious injury. First is gripping the discus. The athlete has to place the hand flat on the discus such that it is held with the fingers spread slightly and thumb used for balance. Second one is swing. In swinging or rhythmic action, the athlete moves the discus back and forth in motion to gain momentum with his shoulders, arms relaxed, and concentrates deeply. The next one is spin. During a 1.5 turn rotation, the athlete's body accumulates as much energy as possible, and she pushes powerfully of the left leg if right-handed, while the left arm acts as a counterweight along the axis of the shoulders. The last is release. Using the right leg as lever, the athlete quickly strengthens the body, and thus the discus is thrown in explosive motion with the arms moving around.
You do a standing throw in the discus. So any discus session, you want to start with a standing throw before you move to a half turn or a full throw. So I'm going to show you how to do one here. I have my 4 throws high spin discus. This is about an 85% rim weight. So I'm going to get set up in my power position first. So power position, we need left toe in line with right heel, and then I want to sit in a quarter squat position. Then I'm going to grip the discus. It can be helpful to get a little chalk on it. And then I want to think I'm going to reach back. I want to feel stretch, and then I'm going to work my lower body and my hips first, and then just let the upper body finish it off at the end and get a nice clean flick off the finger at the end.
Hi, good day. I'm Markell Montenegro. I am the reporter of Javelin Throw. Javelin throw is an athletics track and field, sports where athletes throw a spear-like object, called a javelin. For this stance, the primary objective is to hurl the javelin with maximum force so that it lands with a designated marking area, with the tip striking ground first. Did you know javelin throw is one of the oldest athletic disciplines with the origins tracing back to 700 BC? Inspired by the act of hunting animals by throwing a spear, or soldiers using to impale enemies. The Greeks incorporated javelin throw into the ancient Olympics, although spears are no longer used in hunting and warfare. The sport of javelin throw remains firstly competitive and demands a great physical effort. It's a very technical sport that requires a synergy of muscle and joints to throw the 800 grams or 2.5 long spear at the farthest point. So, this is the rules in javelin throw. Competitors can run down the runway to gain momentum for their throw. Competitors must use an over-the-shoulder throwing motion to throw a javelin into the sector. The competitor cannot turn her back to the sector until the javelin lands. The tip of the javelin must touch the ground first. Equipment. The material used is primarily metal, duranilum, or steel, but composite materials that combine metal and CRP or carbon fiber reinforced plastic are also common despite their length. They are unexpectedly lightweight, 800 grams for men and 600 grams for women. To place this perspective, this is approximately equal to the weight of 2 cans of cola. And the equipment is spike shoes, clothing, and javelin. Facilities in javelin throw. A javelin throw facility consists of the 3 main parts of a runway, at least 30 meters long, a throwing arc with an 8 meters radius and wedge shape. Landing sector for the javelin to land in the runway. It's 4 meters wide, marked by parallel lines and covered with a track-like surface, while the 7 centimeter wide throwing arc is flush with the ground. The court dimension is runway have 30 meters or 36.5 meters long, at least 4 meters wide along at running start. Throwing arc, it is 8 meter radius, marking at the end runway of foul line scratch or scratch line. Next, I'm going to show you the proper way of throwing a javelin. So, this is the basic skills in javelin throw. First, grip and carry. Hold the javelin with the preferred grip and carry it all overhead. Pointing forwards, you should hold the javelin by its cord grip with your little finger closest to the tip of the implement. Second, run up. Accelerate down the runway. making sure to maintain control and transaction into a crossover step pattern. 3. The withdrawal. Draw back the arm, keeping it straight and towards where the javelin will be thrown. Extend your arm, non-throwing arm to help with balance. Number 4. Transition. Position your body in anticipation of turning that forwards momentum in upwards momentum. Number 5 is pre-delivery stride. Plant your leading fall firmly and rotate the hips and shoulders to face forwards. 6. Delivery. Thrust your throwing arm forward in one fast, smooth motion and release the javelin. 7. But not the least, follow through. Slow momentum but don't try to stop instantly, as this can cause you to be lose balance. Stop before the throwing arc and stay out on your feet. Officiating and rules. First, we have referee, overall authority. Next is chief judge, ensures proper rules, declares validity. Next is runway judge, watches athletes on the runway, ensures correct throwing motions and no foot fault on the foul line. Next, we have sector judge, check if the javelin lands up the tip first and within the sector. Next, we have measurement judge, measures distance from foul line arc to first point of impact. Next is recorder, announce and records the throws. Next is implement inspector, checks the weight, length, and balance of the javelin.
So good day everyone, I'm Emmanuel Jay Madangit, and today we're gonna explore the most powerful and technical events in athletics, the hammer throw. The hammer throw has a long and interesting history. It originated from ancient Celtic warriors who threw heavy objects as part of the strength contests. Over time, the event evolves into using metal balls attached to wires, and it was officially added to the Olympic Games for men in 90s and for women in 2000s. So today, hammer throw is recognized as one of the most technical throwing events in track and field, requiring strength, balance, and perfect timing. So to perform hammer throw, we use the three main pieces of equipment: the hammer, the throwing circle, and the protective cage. The hammer is made of a metal ball connected to a steel wire with a grip at the end. The throwing circle has a diameter of 2.135 meters, and athletes must stay inside the circle during the throw. The cage is built around the circle to ensure safety, controlling the direction of the hammer. And we have the landing sector marks the area where the hammer must fall for a valid throw. Before we throw, we first need to warm up. Hold the handle with both hands, interlocking your finger for a firm grip. Then start with a few slow swings to build rhythm and momentum. The thrower performs 2 to 4 controlled turns while keeping balance and posture. The key is staying centered and rotating smoothly. On the last turn, release the hammer at the correct angle around 40 degrees to achieve maximum distance. Rules and scoring system of the hammer throw. A throw is valid if the athletes stay inside the throwing circle until the hammer lands, releases the hammer without touching the top of the cage, throws within the marked landing sector, does not step on or over circle boundary. The winner is determined by the farthest legal throw. Each athlete is usually given 3 to 6 attempts and the longest valid distance counts. Officiating and rules. The hammer throw event is supervised by several officials. The chief judge ensures all the rules are followed. The recorder lists the distance of all throws. The field judge measure the throws and mark where the hammer lands. The safety officers make sure the area is clear before each attempt. Together, they keep events safe, smooth, and fair.
So hammer throw has many benefits. So it builds strengths in the arm, the core, and the legs. So it improves balance, timing, and coordination. And it also teaches discipline, focus, and patience because the technique requires control and consistency. So training for hammer throw develops both body and the mind. And that's everything you need to know about the hammer throw. So thank you for watching.